up, YouTube? It's your boy Young Black. It's early in the day. Allergies is bothering me a little bit. But I'm still gonna make a video for the Nintendo DSi XL. I got one of these for my wife for Easter. Got it as an Easter gift for her. Uh, I like it a lot. I mean, it's not the PSP, but it does have its little nicks and quirks. The DS has some of the best portable RPGs you could have. I really like the system. The sheer size of it alone is worth the price. The DS doesn't have a lot of top-notch graphical games. It's more about the mechanics. The actual touching of the screen with the stylus. The system actually comes with a bigger stylus. I have a smaller one right here in my hand. That's the small one. Still comes with the small one, but it also comes with the new big stylus. But my wife lost the big stylus yesterday at my mother's house while my kids were visiting their grandparents. So, yeah, I'm going to go to the store and buy her another one. Hopefully, she doesn't lose this one. The system is awesome. It's basically the same system as the DS Lite. It's just everything is bigger. Nothing is really different. It's just really bigger. The only big difference to the system is that no more Game Boy games, no more Game Boy Advance games. Uh, if this was for me, I'd be kind of mad about that because there's a lot of good RPGs for the Game Boy Advance, and there's not really that big of a difference between the Game Boy Advance and the Game Boy DS games. I mean, not graphically or anything. Everything pretty much is all sprites. Everything is pretty much all back in the day sprites. You gotta have some. You gotta be a fan of old school game nostalgia to own one of these in general. That you understand what I mean? Or you're somebody's mom who sits on the train every day and they play Brain Age or that type of thing. But for a real gamer that plays God of War or Street Fighter, Streets of Rage, those old school type, back in the day when games were just get from the beginning to the end, quick story. It's a nostalgia council. The DS has always been a nostalgia council. It makes you reminisce on the better days of gaming, where games weren't as complex, but still the simplicity of the games were still awesome. Uh, right now I'm on the internet, which is actually pretty horrible. It's not really that good at all. I mean, this would be the last device that I go to use the internet in my whole entire house. I have a Mac, I have a PS3, I have a PSP Go. I would never use the internet on this thing. The PSP Go's internet is way better, and obviously the Mac and the PS3 way better internet than this thing. I'm thinking about buying a Wii. One of you guys said in my videos that I got a lot of shit. I must work really hard. I'm actually unemployed. I don't have a job. If anybody wants to give me a job, that'd be nice. I'm willing to do anything with my hands. You know what I mean? I got two kids, so I could really need use a job. Thank God for having some money put away. So I always been good with saving. You know what I mean? And I stay on my grind. But at the same time, it would be good to have a 9 to 5 job. Uh, just sitting here chilling right now. I thought I'd make a review for this for whatever reason. In the middle of cleaning up my house, which I'm constantly doing in a small apartment with two kids. I'm just sitting here chilling, playing on my wife's DSi while she's at daycare or program, something she had to go to this morning. Uh, the system is awesome. It's most definitely, if you have a Nintendo DS, the only problem with this is that anything you purchased on another DS cannot be transferred over to this DS. So that wasn't a big deal for us because we don't own a DS in this house at all. This is the first DS in a while. We've had the DS Lite and the regular DS. We've had them back in the day. This is our newest DS. We've had DSs, but we don't own any at this moment except for this one. This is our sole DS in this house, and it's really worth it. I like it because you can get a lot of good portable RPGs on the system. I mean, there's really good old school classic nostalgia RPGs on this system. This is the internet, which is actually pretty horrible. You can see the touchscreen works. The internet's not all that good. Uh, but besides the internet, that's not what you're really buying it for. It seems like they just added that because all the other handhelds and cell phones, there's a big thing going on with having the internet. This thing does what it's supposed to do very well, but all the stuff that it's not supposed to do, it does really bad. But that's not what you're buying. You're buying it for all the good stuff that it does do. You're buying it for the good RPGs. You're buying it for the portable games that are only available on this that have certain features where you can talk to the system. There's a built-in microphone. The touch screen, the screens are huge. I mean, way huger than the PSP Go. You know, it's kind of ironic though that Nintendo would go small with the DS Lite, and then all of a sudden now they make a bigger system. You know, it's always been that way in history. Bigger is better. Bigger is better. Everybody knows that saying. Nobody wants a smaller system for compactability and all that. I mean, all that is good. I mean, this system is not that big. It's not that big, but it is way bigger than the original DS. I mean, I'm 6'6". I have really big hands, and this thing is huge. I mean, it is huge handheld. You know, it's really big. You know, but the DS needs it. Also has a pretty good camera. The camera's not all that. Once again, just an added-on feature. It's kind of like a gimmick amongst everything else that they've done already. You know, but they need to stick with what it does. Just keep the good RPGs coming. You know, I love the really sprited RPGs like I forgot the name of that game. I don't own it, but I'm trying to find it. Robot Tensin something Endless Battle is really good looking. It has Cosmos in it from Xenogears or Xenosaga rather. But this system is really good. It's not the PSP. The PSP is like trying if you're the type of person who wants to put their PlayStation in their pocket, go with the PSP. If you're a Nintendo lover, you cannot go wrong on here. I got my wife the new Super Mario Brothers. It is awesome. I've played it before on the DS Lite, but I recently bought it again for her like a day or two ago for this system. It's really, really good. All the games on here just about are really, really good. As long as you're playing RPGs or Mario or something Donkey Kong, just real good in-house Nintendo games. You know, this is a good system. It's not a bad system. It's not the PSP. You know, the PSP also has its downs too. Uh, the PSP has a smaller screen, but it has really good video quality and very better graphics, which has been with the PlayStation. That's just their niche. They're trying to bring the at-home experience in your pocket with the PlayStation. This is not that. This is a nostalgia system. This is a system where real gamers play this system just for the old school type of feel of games. The old school RPG, Chrono Triggers, those type of old school classic games, but you can put them in your pocket and play them anywhere. Okay? The PSP Go is not that type of system. It's a type of system where you're trying to get as much of the PlayStation 3 or the PlayStation 2 in your pocket. They're basically squeezing as much graphics and features as they possibly can do in your pocket. This also has a music player on it, even though I haven't used it. The only thing I don't like about this system, besides the graphics aren't all that good, the extra features aren't all that good, uh, would have to be that they're just the level of gaming quality on here is not that high. The PSP has a lot more hardcore games like God of War, Gran Turismo, just big top level games. This is a good system though. I mean, for RPGs and certain other games where you gotta have to blow into the screen, talk into the screen, it just gives you a feeling that you cannot get on another system. It does that well. Even though it doesn't have top-notch graphics, you might be looking at stick figures. It's not about that. It's about the interaction with the handheld. That's what it's about, and they did a good freaking job on it. And it is freaking huge. The system is huge, and it's worth it. You know, it's like if you have a PSP or PSP Go or whatever, this is worth giving. I wouldn't. I mean, getting. I wouldn't get this system if you have a DS already. If you have a DS Lite, I wouldn't bother. Just keep all your stuff you purchased for it on the downloads, and that's really it. Get one of these if you don't have it. Real gamers stand